straight-laced. You should be fine in case you make any jokes or whatnot. It was very goofy in our pilot. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah. I watch it. I watch your pilot episode. It's good. Oh, hello.
Okay.
Hello, hello. Testing, testing. Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Hello?
Testing 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Hello. Yeah.
Alright. Elden Ring enjoyers, hold on. I think it should be Final Fantasy now. No more
It should.
Elden Ring.
I think we are ready and set.
Alright, so just last minute audio checks before we start the pot.
Am I at a comfortable volume for you two?
Mm-hmm.
Should be.
Excellent.
Music isn't too
I'm
loud,
having no
I
issues
hope.
on this end.
Yeah, music. I already lowered the music.
Perfect. I'll just a little bit some more.
Now, on air.
This episode of the Noko Pod Show is brought to you by Valerie Tsume's Noodle Shop. Val's Noodle Shop is Eorzea's one-stop shop to stock up on your need for raid foods, tinctures, and even gathered materials. Whether you're a casual Echo Raider, a high-end Savage Master, or you're preparing for the Dragon Song Ultimate, Val's Noodle Shop is sure to have a solution just for you. Even bulk orders. Contact Valerie Tsume on Tonberry or at BundeneOrzea on Twitter for more information on how you can be raid ready with Val's Noodle Shop. Thank you, Val's Noodle Shop, for sponsoring the show.
Alright. Hello everyone. Welcome to Koronoko, the RP podcast where we talk about anything, anytime, anywhere, even your hot takes. Joining me tonight, our in-house bun boy and one of my well-spoken friend, Ras Garfon.
It's a pleasure as always.
Hello,
but
hello.
do I look like a bun boy to you?
Oh shit, you're Milra! No! Oh
Yeah,
shit!
speaking of our Fantasia pilot episode, I seem to have made some relatively bad decisions.
Well, we've all been done there, so I
Mhm.
can relate to that. And joining us tonight, other than Ras Garfon, super extra guest tonight, and I quote from the man himself, a relic of the old age. Let us welcome Kael Ornitier from Namafel.
Hello.
Hi, Kael. Thank you for joining us tonight on
Hi.
Koronoko. How are
Yeah,
you
you're
doing?
welcome.
A huge pleasure.
Thank you for inviting me. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine actually.
That's great to hear. You've also celebrated your first anniversary recently, wasn't it? Didn't you?
Yeah, actually that's on last October, I think.
Your first anniversary was in October.
Yeah, Namafel anniversary, right?
Yep.
Yeah, we
Congratulations.
thank you. It's been a while in this role playing scene.
Right. So, okay, before we get too deep into this, could you introduce yourself to our non-RP friends and friends who are new to the RP scene? Can you tell us who you are and what do you do? And, maybe give us a little bit insight into how you started playing FF and how you got into role playing.
Okay, so hello. Hello, I am Kael. I play Final Fantasy back in 2013, actually, back in 2.0. I
Goodness.
played, yeah, it's been a while ago. So, like, yeah, I played for 1 year, I think, mainly for raiding the Bahamut Coil and everything, if you remember that. And then I had to quit the game because, yeah, some in real life stuff. So I had to leave and came back on 5.3, right at the peak of Shadowbringer.
Mm,
Yeah, so like I came back during the 5.3 patch, and then at the time I really don't want to do another raid. Like previously, I'm a super hardcore raider back in 2.0. Like I do a static raid with for Bahamut and everything, and then I don't think I want to go through that kind of situation again. But trust me, my party is really good. Like there are just a lot of decent people. We are in the same age, so we are connected with each other. But I think raiding in general is tiresome back in the day. So once I get back into the game in 5.3, I decide that I want to do another stuff in Final Fantasy. So after I finish the main story quest, I'm trying to do housing. That's the first thing that brings me into the role playing scene is actually housing. So I found this YouTube video by Asen Bright. You know Asen Bright, do you?
Yes, I've been briefed on them.
I thought I
Yes.
have heard name.
Yeah, Asen Bright is like a content creator on housing for Final Fantasy. I think she is based on I don't know either North America or Europe. I don't know. It's certainly not in Elemental Data Center. So I saw her YouTube video on how to make a round window. I don't know how to say it, but it's like a window, but it's half circle, something like that. So it's super difficult to do when I saw her do that, and I don't know I'm pretty interested in doing it. Like I spent almost 2 days just making a window, and then after that it's just goes on and on. I fall into the housing rabbit hole, keep doing housing, and then I start thinking like, what if I make a cafe from my apartment and maybe people can come and talk with me because when during 5.3 it's COVID era, right?
Yes.
Like most of
Oh
my
yeah,
friends and also
absolutely.
Mm-hmm,
yeah,
mm-hmm.
like most of
Goodness.
people including me, we are stuck in home working environment, working from home, and I have a lot of time to do. Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of time to spend because yeah, considering the nature of my work, like I can work anytime. So I'm not stuck in a 9 to 5 job. So I can work anytime I want, and whenever I become lazy, I just yeah, I think that's the reason that I'm doing the opening the cafe in the first place because I want to speak with people, you know. So like yeah, that's the first time ever I tried to do role playing in the game by doing a cafe theme role playing in my apartment. So that's the start with 4 people actually, and two of them is here, like Duns and Faye in the back.
Hello, Dunes. Hello, Faye.
Yeah, and one more is currently unsubbed because of Elden Ring.
Oh,
um,
happens to the best of us, happens to the worst of us. God bless.
Yeah, Elden
this
Ring and
stream.
Lost Ark consumes him.
Um,
So that's the
oh,
start
Elden
back
Ring.
in October 2020, right? I think, if I'm not mistaken.
That's a fantastic story.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Plus, I relate a lot to that 9 to 5 work business. The reason that I started getting into a lot of this is because I had the luxury of doing most of my work from home. But
Mm-hmm.
to see another person with the same abilities and commitments do so much is incredibly, like, it's incredibly interesting. You've done an exceptional amount under Namafel and all other operations.
Mm-hmm.
So, how did Namafel actually come to be? What was the thing that made all the pieces click? Was it total chance? Was it something more specific?
Something more. So, like, back in this is why I say to Noko that we are just a relic because we sorry about that. So because we are doing this like way before like wait maybe before the 5.3 maybe there's also a role playing scene but during that year I think the role playing is getting more common because yeah because of COVID, so people play this game more than they used to be I
And
think.
content draws.
Yeah, and
Let us not
Oh
content
yes,
forget the content
absolutely.
draw.
correct.
God, that
And
was
But
the
that's
longest
especially
experience.
When Asmongold was covering this game for a while, and even the RP
Right.
mm,
side of it had those
Yes,
interviews on his
yes.
stream, there was a huge influx, an absolutely massive influx of people coming in on that time.
Agree.
correct, correct. So at that time, there's not a lot of people that doing a role playing. I think they're just starting to come out, but there's still not that much. There's still not many. So we decide to make. At first, it's only like a cafe and restaurant role playing. Actually, because I'm interested in cooking. That's one of my hobby. So like I enjoy I enjoy doing the cafe and restaurant role playing, and then we are thinking like maybe we can make a brand of that restaurant, and that's how Namafel came to be. And that's when I
That's very wholesome.
yeah, just like a restaurant brand at first. So if you have seen our previous logo is just a Namazu wearing a chef hat, just like that. Oh, actually, Namafel is Namazu and Lalafel. If you haven't guessed it
Oh
already.
my
Oh!
god!
Wait, that finally
How did I not
clicks.
realize that? Oh, and I'm so proud of my linguistic ability too. It was
Ah,
that simple.
Yeah, it's that simple because at that time, me and my friends were Lalafel, I think, or only me and Duns. I forget, but so we. Well, actually, me, I always been a Lalafel since 2013. I still have my free Fantasia, guys. Shame on
oh,
you
Wow.
for being addicted to Fantasia.
hum.
Couldn't be me.
Um, oops.
Mm.
Yeah, but so I've been a Lalafell for a long time, obviously, and then I fell in love with Namazu Beast Tribe Quest, and then how whimsical they are, and I don't know, I just love everything about that. creature. So yeah, Namazoo and Lalafell. Namafel, that's how it started. It's just a brand of
Mm.
our restaurant at first.
That's a very
And
solid
That's a
name.
very yeah, that's a very good story to open with.
yeah.
So, Kale, why Lalafell? What made you decide? All right, I'm gonna be a Lalafell.
Okay. So actually it have nothing to do with Final Fantasy at first because I used to play a Dragon Nest. Do you know Dragon Nest?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would not be. I'm
Okay.
quite young and ignorant. Please forgive me.
yeah, it's such an old game. So it's a Korea developer games. And the Dragon Ace character is like Lalafell. They're just a miniature of human, I think. And then after that, I used to play Guild Wars and the PvP around it. And then the Dragon Ace is also PvP based game. So when I'm thinking to play Final Fantasy, I think the PvP system will be good at that time because I'm heavily invested in PvP also, aside from raiding. So I just tend to pick the smallest character in the game, so it is
Just so you're
hard.
harder to click out of
Yeah,
smaller
it's
hitbox.
Smaller
hard to click and hard
hitbox.
to
Oh, so
see.
you were metagaming before you even got in. That's impressive. Well done.
Yeah, because I think because I enjoy PvP a lot back in the Dragon Nest. So I think when I'm going to play Final Fantasy, that's what I think. Like, oh, let's pick the smallest character of them all. But because I still have that Asian pride, I make my level the tallest. So I
Oh my
didn't go
god.
the shortest Lalafell route. I still pick my character as the tallest. I don't know. It's just Asian thing, because we're short.
So you want to be at least the tallest of the shortest.
Exactly. That's what I want. Correct.
Mm.
The tallest from the dwarf. That's
So,
that's
mhm.
why I picked Lalafell at the beginning. I didn't know that their emote is cute, like their body language is cute. I didn't know at first, but I come to love it.
So you just started, oh, I'll play Final Fantasy, just start making characters, not knowing what their emotes or what they would act like. So you're going in
Correct.
completely blind, and you ended up
Mhm.
falling in love with Lalafell, the only race.
Exactly. Yeah, because it's cute. You know. I don't know. I
Gee.
love kids. I love kids, not in the bad way.
Monka ass, hello?
Oops, sorry about that.
Oh,
Yes.
that'll be
Yeah.
amazing in hindsight.
Oh.
Oh,
That killed
we know what
someone
you
if they
mean.
listen it back.
Yeah, don't worry. It's okay. It happens. But oh, beautiful line.
Everyone in the chat, Monka ass.
Oh,
Oopsie.
So,
Yeah, I love. Yeah.
oh, no,
Sorry.
sorry, go on, go on, go on. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah. I love little kids before they get annoying. By the time they
on
are
the
like
the
5 years
preteen
old,
years.
or
Yeah.
yeah, by the time that before they become annoying, I love it. I love kids, and Lalafell looks
My
like.
oh yeah. Sorry.
Mhm.
My apologies. No, what?
No, no, don't worry, don't worry.
I was gonna say my EB is trying to get me to come around on Lalafell as of recently. So it's been an interesting thing. I was known for a while to have a massive predisposition against Lalafell for
Oh,
like quite a while. So it's extremely interesting to hear it from your perspective.
mm-hmm.
I'm glad that people can get a lot of enjoyment out of it. Right?
Yeah.
That's a big thing for Final Fantasy for a lot of people is this sense of community and enjoyment. Even if we're not all exactly the same. Hell, look out at the audience in front of us. You have another Lalafell with blonde hair. You got Jimmy Two Shoes in the back over there by the club, right? Sitting at the desk. The powerful Manra energy, right?
Yeah.
Lani Akea, Nada. You have a huge list of people, even up at the top, like female Ellisons like Space.
Mm-hmm.
Just this huge community all filled with people who just gravitate towards having their own different interests and it's great to listen. It's great to see.
Correct,
So if
correct.
you can get as a huge amount of enjoyment out of it, then who's to stop you? Which is a
Exactly.
pretty fantastic segue into running the venues. What do you specifically run them for? What do you get enjoyment out of the most?
I enjoy that when people can enjoy themselves. So like, but I gravitate towards more fun activity. So even in most of my events, I tend to arrange something that people can interact with. So like even like a small trivia or like even and in the glam competition that I did, I usually ask them to provide a skit, so like people can be creative themselves and then they can interact with other with that have similar interests. And then also I used to open a casino back then last year, and I enjoy making casino games. I know that most of the gambling games comes from North America and Europe data center. They have a large variety of games out there, and I try to bring it to Elemental data center with more simplified, and then I also try to make it more enjoyable for people to play. But yeah, but generally I always think I always want people that come to my venue to have something to do other than just sitting around and chatting with people. But I still want them to have the same activity together, that same experience together. So that's what drive me. And I enjoy it a lot when they enjoy my games and when they enjoy the activity that we offer, and that brings me joy the most, I think.
That poker game that you set up a while back was absolutely fantastic, by the way. The way that you got around the traditional poker systems to still present it in Eorzea was great. Hell,
Yeah.
even right now, I'm still holding on to my high quality Onyx.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to like I don't know, I just like crafting a token like that. So like in a couple of months later, when I met people that have played in my venue, and then we talk casually, and then they will brings up that kind of token, like, hey Kael, I still hold your stone. Hey Kael, I still hold this. I love that.
I'm
And then
glad that you can get some pleasure out of it.
yeah, I really love. Like some people still hold the old casino ruby stone that we used for high stake blackjack back then, and that's like, guys, that's like last year, and they hold that in their inventory somewhere. I don't know, but yeah, that's wholesome. I love that.
It will be considered as an NFT nowadays, huh?
Oh,
Oh no.
oh no,
Oh no,
I
dangerous
Oh no.
hope
territories.
not.
Oh, not a fan of that. I don't like that.
So, uh, can you? Okay, so we've heard about Namafel, Scamafel. So, do you think Scamafel has anything to do related to your gambling games? Huh?
Uh-oh.
Oh, I think so, but I think it's mainly because like in our oldest event, in a lot of our events, I usually gave a reward, like that's quite normal, right?
Of
In
course.
RPC, yeah.
Mhm.
So like you give
Absolutely.
reward for people that's yeah, number one or the fastest, or anything, that people that's winning our game. I gave them something, and then I don't know, I always tend to like run away with the gift, like before I don't know what makes me do that, but like I always tend to, even for like a glam competition, and we have a winner here, winner number one and the second winner and the third winner, and then before I gave them the money, I tend to just like teleport away somewhere, and then they will chase me around or something. Like maybe because of that, they always try to tell me I'm a scammer somehow. And then not long after that,
Oh.
I opened my casino, and then the scamming become more apparent, I think. No, I
Oh,
just don't want to give it for not for free, but like yeah, I just make fun of it. I don't know. I like
It
to
was
do
not
that
your
a lot.
intention.
Yeah, actually, I'm not going to run with the money. Of course, I'm just like yeah, it's fun
well, you're
looking
a
at people
Lalafell. You
react,
wouldn't run very far on those legs anyway.
right? And also
Speaking
people
of
that's doing
Lalafell, we're
the
getting a lot of support in the chat for Lalafell. We've got comments from Siege
yeah.
Maximus in the back, Majitomo. Clearly, your choice is very respected by the community.
Thank you. Yeah, Lalafell is generally also based on the lore, based on the how the Lalafell are built in this uh Final Fantasy and the story around it. Yeah, Lalafell is mostly scum, you know. Maybe that's also why people. Maybe that's also why. Yeah, because the first villain that you saw in this game is also a Lalafell, right? In the back in the Realm Reborn, if you still remember.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, I totally
So,
remember.
Yeah, you
oh
totally remember that
no!
scum, right?
Please tell me you remember. Realm Reborn is big important, especially because it sets up Heaven's Ward.
Of course. I mean, what kind of players? What kind of role players am I? What do you? What kind of role players do you take me for? Of course, I remember them. Press. Say something, please.
All right, if you insist. Uh, I've got some other fantastic questions for you, some of which I pulled especially from the recent tour. This one
Okay.
isn't actually directed
Ah,
to you, but this is for your staff. I've seen some recurring characters at your venues. I'd like to ask what specifically makes them hang around. Do you have a process for it? Is there something special? Specifically, I'm gonna mention Space up there. We can see them in the couch. Say hi.
Mm-hmm.
Just give them a nice wave.
Hi,
What
space.
exactly makes your what exactly makes your process when it comes to having staff? What's your choice?
Okay, my choice is okay. This might make me more Lalafell like. I think so. Let me
Not
say it here that all of Namafel staff i- is not paid.
Oh, Aliana would love
hmm.
to hear that. The matron would absolutely run a mile with that mentality.
Diana would like to find your location.
I know, I know, I don't know. It's weird,
Oh
but
no,
uh,
matron.
hush, hush. So, so, so. Uh, oh no, I don't know what to say. So like,
Uh,
yeah,
yes, so
free
about the
staff
staff that
idea
you
now.
pay
It's
very
free.
well.
Yeah. So like, my the idea is I want people that uh enjoy it. So like it's not like I don't want to pay them, but and it's not like I don't respect their time and their effort, but like I generally want people that uh do the role playing with me is I want them to enjoy it also, and they do it without thinking of the reward or the payment or something like that. So like uh generally I
They're in it for
choose
the soul of the experience, yes.
exactly solely
It's
for the
not about the end
experience.
goal.
It's yeah, so I like people that think like that. So and all of my current friends that do and that do Namafel event with me have that same mindset. So like they don't want to get paid, maybe. Maybe. So like they just want to do it they just want to do the event solely for the sake of having fun doing it and providing something to the community to enjoy. So we hope that people that come to our event will enjoy that, will have a good memories of it. So yeah, so like most of our staff usually losing money in the process rather than getting money.
Running the venues at a net negative,
Rather
but for the
than yeah,
experience, yeah.
because
That's a lot of people like doing that, so I'm not surprised. But in the
yeah,
process, what then actually hold on. What's a different question in that same vein is then what's the most amount of staff that you've ever actually had at a venue
the
in terms
most
of because Namafel is famous for some pretty amazing projects.
Oh, thank you.
from what I've seen and witnessed. So,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
in that time, what was the most amount of people that you've ever had? Like, what was the most cogs in the machine?
I don't know if you will be surprised by it, but I don't think I have ever had more than eight, I think.
8?
Yeah,
Eight.
I don't think because
Eight.
I yeah, yeah, actually we usually plan the event quite long, but I don't know, but I think because we think we can handle it, like we didn't ask for other people to be our to be the staff and then work it. So we just generally just because because we play together often, so we only rely on each other on most of the case. So even in our in our outdoor event, the Namafel Fire Festival, I think it's last year. Even in that, I consider the event to be quite large scale, but like we only have one people handle the fishing competition and one people handling the swimming competition, and then me myself handling the glam competition, and
Mm-hmm.
then I also we have other friends also that doing the casino on the boat, and I don't think that's even more than eight people. Yeah, only seven or eight usually. And in most of the event,
Wow.
usually it's only three or four. so so yeah, it's not like we don't want to get staff, but I don't know, maybe because we just enjoy doing it, enjoy the
Oh,
pressure,
that's
maybe.
really incredible.
I
It
remember the
really
fire
cements your feet in
festival.
a completely different light.
Right, right,
hmm
right.
Yes.
That fire festival, I remember my friend was actually he participated in the swimming event. That was pretty good.
Oh,
I mean, you really used up the entire map.
yeah, that's what we love to do, like doing something with the map.
God, how? I mean, what, what, what came to you? What decided? What's the word? Oh my God, I'm losing the words.
Oh
What
no.
was that
Oh
creative
no.
juice that finally
Noko none
helps you
left.
realize? Oh, hey, you know what would be fun? Let's make a race, and we'll use the entire map, even the towers. Well, how did you came up to be with that idea?
So at that time, that's not my idea, guys. That's one of my friends' ideas. so
Mm.
Hmm.
like one of our friends, Raika. Oh, unfortunately Raika is not here, I think. So Raika suggests the swimming game, but in the beginning, the general idea is we we actually love the map in this game, the zone, because before the fire festival, sorry if I stray a bit, but before the fire festival,
Oh no,
we
please take your time.
yeah, we often do a hide and seek event if you ever been into one. Like so we use the entire map for people to hide, and then the seeker will find them. So because we often do the hide and seek, we came to realize that this game is truly beautiful, guys. So like the map design, I know there's more games out there with better graphic and everything, but with the limitation of the Final Fantasy developer have, I think this game is super beautiful. Like the design of the zone, and then the lighting, and then the weather effect into it. That's the first thing, because we realize that the game is good. And I mean the outdoor is it's good. So we decide that what if we do an event relying solely on the zone, because before the fire festival, we usually do the event indoor, obviously, like most of people like do the role playing event in their own venue, in their own house. So we think about, let's try to do it outdoor. Let's see how people react to it, because we don't know, we haven't do that before. We don't know whether people will like it, whether people will join us. But I believe that if we put something interesting enough, people will come anyway. So that's what we always trying to do. Like, let's make something that maybe people haven't done that before, maybe people haven't seen that before. So let's do something completely new. Maybe not completely new. Someone out there might be have done that before, but that's the spirit, like I want to do something that completely new and completely uh afresh, and we try to do that new thing at outdoor. So we chose the Costa del Sol because at the time it's summer, I think. So like
Yes, yes,
summer
it was.
beach. Yes, and COVID also, people cannot go to the beach, so we think, why, let's just bring them to this beach instead. So that's why we go to Costa del Sol, and then we survey the area, and then we check that, oh, what if we do is uh, because the swimming in this game is also quite good, the swimming animation, and then you can sprint while swimming and something like that. So let's just do that. So the, sorry to stray a bit, but how we decide to do outdoor activity and the games related to it.
You know, fun fact actually, the first
Mm-hmm.
time I came to Tonberry, which was exactly I think about a year ago. Well, exactly a year
Mm-hmm.
ago. I attended Namafel's street market in the Goblet, and that was actually
Oh
my
yeah.
very first intro to RP. I remember it was
Oh
like,
Really?
yeah, because I
really?
came from
Oh no, I remember the story actually.
I
Yes, we
came from
spoke about
Ether.
this last
Yeah,
time.
I've spoken to you about it. I came from Ether, so it was my first day
Oh.
in Thornbury, and I saw the PF, and everyone was talking about, oh, there's this street market in the Goblet
Mm-hmm.
by Namafel, and me not knowing anything about RP at all, I was like, all right,
Mm-hmm.
I want to go and check it out, and holy shit, it was so packed, and I mean, let, let-
Yeah.
let's not talk about the design alone, but like the whole atmosphere and just the people, it was very, very festive. I mean, I still, I'm surprised I can still remember it even today.
Oh
Like,
yeah. It's years
I
ago.
have bad memories. I don't even remember what I had for breakfast, but the fact that I could still remember the street
No.
the street festival, that was, I think that was really well put too. I mean, did you also have
Thank you.
about like 8 people staffing up for that?
Actually, yes. I think only eight, or not eight. I think under eight. I think for that street market.
Under eight?
Yeah. Did you see any
Wow.
security or something? There's
Honestly,
no
I
one there.
don't. Yeah, it was just people having a good time. Like there were like street vendors and
Mhm.
a lot of Namazus. A lot of
A
Namazus.
lot
That's
of noises. Correct. Yeah. So
It's
so
incredible to think that that all
yeah.
happens with just around 8. I've been inside a lot of venues. I've seen a lot of venues in op, and
Hmm.
most times you see like 12, 17 around that
right.
range, from 12 to
Yeah.
20. To think you can get it done with 40 to 60% of what other people are working with and then still
Mhm.
be extremely well acclaimed, recognized, the level of effort and planning you must go through
Mad
would
props.
be pretty intense, I imagine.
Yeah, but that's thanks all of my friends because they
Our
want the
friendship.
pressure.
God bless.
Yeah, God
Our
bless them.
friendship. It really is an anime game.
Blast
Perfect. To know.
Yeah,
friends.
like the weird thing, I think in other people also have experienced this, but like most of Namafel crew is they want more obligation, more responsibility. I mean, so like, hey, what should I do? So like I told him or her like, can you do this, and then they told me like, only that I can do more. Can you give me something more to do? Like that's how we never need more people, because each of them always told me like, can I do more? Can I do more than that? Can I do more activity? Can I be responsible for more stuff? So because
Mhm.
most of people think like that, that's why, like, yeah, that's why we don't need too many people running this stuff, because each person wants that responsibility just because they love it. I think because just because they love doing it, so Yeah, they want more. I don't know. That's why we only do the event with that small crew, I think.
Such a small crew, but you can do so much just like with 8 people. That makes me really think like how much
If anything, it makes me
coordination.
really optimistic.
Yeah,
The
like
Yeah,
fact that you can get that all that done with 8 should
eight
speak to a lot of
people.
people that may yeah, you don't it's not about manpower in the end. And that's probably really heart lifting for a lot of people to
Mm-hmm.
hear. Some people are scared
yeah.
about trying to run venues because they're worried about having the manpower, but if Namafel
Hmm.
is a clear demonstration, it's about the passion more than anything.
Correct, correct. It's more than about the passion, guys.
Couldn't
Because if
agree
you are
more.
passionate about it and you brings uh, it, you bring stuff that is interesting enough for people, people will come anyway.
True.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't agree more really. So with 8 people, how long does it take for you to actually prepare for that event? Like how much time does it usually take considering that everyone has a lot on their plate, everyone's doing everything. So
Mm-hmm.
how do you
That's a good
manage
question.
that?
So we brainstorm a lot, but the actual planning usually 1 week before the event. Usually, yeah. But we brainstorm a lot before that. So like, what about what if we do this and we do that, and then we do this activity, we do that activity, and you will be responsible for that, and this guy will be responsible for this, and then after that, the actual planning with like that most people in the role playing scene have the famous Google document or Excel sheet.
the the famous sheet.
That
Yeah, the
one
Oh.
famous
sheet.
kid and Google Doc. So like yeah, and then we start doing the Google document and then the Excel sheet 1 week before, and then we try to list everything down, like what stuff that we already did and we need to do prior to the event, something like that. So yeah, I think 1 week full uh, assignment, assigning people and then planning, but a lot of weeks before that, just brainstorming stuff.
Mm, that's interesting.
Mm,
Mm.
yes, quite.
I want to ask you, okay, let's talk about your most recent tour guide RP
Oh,
activities.
Mhm. Yes, the
That
tour.
I am really curious. How much research and there's in terms of lore, I think for Final Fantasy, it's not that limited, but also it's
mhm,
very you would have to look at the right places to find
correct.
in the information. So um how do you concatenate everything into one? How do you incorporate all the lores, and how do you do your research? Do you really go into the encyclopedias, or do you just talk to the NPCs? So
And
how
if you
do
get some help, who in your
yeah.
team is helping you with your research?
Okay,
Good question.
so yeah, good question. So at first, I enjoy it. Yeah, once again because I love the zone in this game, especially Black Shroud, because I love Gridania a lot for some
Mhm.
reason. I don't know why, but like I fell in love with
Trees.
that city. Yeah, trees maybe because of the
You say you like Gridania?
yeah. I've been a twin adder my whole life.
I just had to fact check that a little bit.
Yeah, check it, check it.
Quickly
I'm a
check your grand company. Ah, yes. Order of the
yeah.
Twin
I
Adder, confirm.
confirm. Yeah, I always been an order of twin adder since the beginning, and I love this. I love lavender beds. I love Gridania, and I love Black Shroud. So I casually stroll around Black Shroud a lot, even in my own time. Like when I have nothing to do, I just stroll around Black Shroud and finding things that maybe not in the forum or not in the I don't know. There's a lot of website that cover the lores of this game, but I try to find something that maybe they haven't found yet, or they did found but don't know about it. Like there's in North Shroud. you can find a giant door at the edge of the map, and no one knows what it is. Like I've been to a lot of I've been a lot of sorts to webs and even to the Square Enix forums to try to find out about that, but there's nothing about it. Maybe the developers is trying to make a dungeon in that area, but scrap the idea. Maybe I don't know, but if you search around the Ixal settlement, you will find a huge door with nothing in it. Like there's nothing in it. It is not a dungeon. It is not marked on the map. That's just a landmark, just like that. So
I'm
when
very interested to go and find that now. I think I'll
yeah,
give that
yeah.
a peek later tonight even.
Yeah, so when I found that, like, I think like, oh, maybe a lot of people doesn't know that this exists, and how about if I take them to a tour? Because I love strolling in the Black Route. So I think, yeah, maybe let's just do a limited tour with a limited person. The the point is to make that close group of people interact with each other, because if I do the tour openly with no limitation, I'm afraid that there's a lot of people that doesn't know each other and they cannot talk with each other, because yeah, because there's too many, because people same like in real life. I think in this game also, like if you are surrounded by a crowd of people, you tend to not talk. Like you tend to just keep it to yourself. I don't know, but that's how I experience it.
I can
So I
totally
do,
relate to that.
yeah, right.
Mhm.
Because people is like, yeah, even though it is an online game, it mirrored our real life for the communication and the community aspect, I think. So that's how I that's how that's the first thing that came into my mind when I want to do the tour role playing, because I love strolling the area. And then as for
And
the
that
research,
that tour was
I
great. The
yeah,
path
thank
that you
you,
took on the
thank you.
presentation. You even went like across the niche bridges that were right next to the central 12's wood and the church
Mhm.
itself. The
Hmm.
planning that you went through must have been extensive. You even had like an armed guard with you, and
Oh
that was
yeah.
yeah, obviously probably came from necessity. I imagine people who were just doing the tours, their crafters probably kept getting bit by the local wildlife, but
Yeah.
getting them an outfit, having the Amaro, just doing all the work, it was
Hmm.
exemplary. You did fantastic.
It was chef's
Yeah.
kiss.
Very, very happy. I had basically was sitting in real life taking notes into a book for most of it.
Oh really?
Oh yeah, absolutely. It was
Oh.
great. It was a lot to learn from in terms of how to do presentation of a venue, right? Even if it's not really a place itself, but the experience that it provides.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Mm-hmm.
even if you call yourself an old relic is an example of how the new age can learn from it.
Oh. Oh, that's good line.
I mean, even
I do
thanks to
pride
your
myself a little bit
tour,
on that.
Raz found out that he missed a quest line in the
Oh
shroud.
An
really?
entire one.
An entire
In my spare time, I attempt to complete all the side quests in the game just as a
ah.
fun project. In my real life, I do a kind of writing for a medical building. I'm not an actual doctor or anything, but it's just something fun on the side. And when we
Oh.
were touring there, I saw like 2 to 3 side quests in a chain that I missed, and I basically had to groan holding my cheeks in agony, realizing that I had missed an entire section of A Realm Reborn.
He was
Oh.
crying about it.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
I was welching like a little bitch.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, one of my friend actually Duns and Faye. I think they cleared all the side quests until Endwalker. I think
Ooh,
those people are crazy guys.
Mm.
Yeah, so yeah, doing the side quest is fun, but yeah, sometimes there's a lot of like you are only become a courier or just ask to kill some enemy. That's quest is boring, but a lot of side quests in this game also contribute to the world building and other things like that. It's fun to do,
Oh,
and it makes
absolutely. I've
yeah.
had some great stories.
Oh yeah, and you ask about the research. So
Mhm.
at first I did the research myself because I know the Black Shroud pretty well, and then I also try to Google it. you can just Google about the area that you are curious into, and you can find a lot of website relating to it, and then you can also find it in the Square Enix forum about the lore and everything. And then after I did researching about that, I asked a space to correct to also cross check whether that the lore that I saw and I read is correct. So space tends to research it more to other sorts, and then once he also confirms with me that yeah, this lore is correct. So I found this in this forum, I found this in this website. It's check, and then that's how we wrote the script and the macro for it, because I don't want to tell people something wrong or something false, right? So we double check it a lot. So yeah, that's, I think, how long it is. I think 1 or 2 weeks. I forgot to research all the stuff in the fourth zone of Black's Route.
That adds up
Yeah.
to me if you're doing a tour of the entire zone. That makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense. Thank you for fact checking. Actually, not a lot of people would actually do that.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make an entire tour and then just completely come up with fictitious statements. Do a
Mm-hmm.
Lanasia one and just randomly throw in a completely fake story about an NPC that doesn't even exist.
Yeah,
This
you
is
can also
where the
do.
Battle of Runar the Red occurred. Who's that?
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
knows. Never seen them, but I've heard from from the people, from the locals around here.
Mm-hmm.
To some guy. Oh God. Oh. All right. That I would have one more question for you, Kill.
Okay.
I from all of these years from role playing, right? What what was the most challenging, or at least what was the uh most common obstacle do you that you run into when you're running a venue, or like do you have you what kind of experience have you had dealing with, like with the people who are role playing, like the naughty role players, because they sometimes like to bend the rules,
Mm-hmm.
they don't follow
Oh,
rules.
oh, that's a very
Yeah.
interesting one to capstone our questions off on, but I
Yeah,
like it.
I think a little bit
Yeah. This.
drama would do, right?
A little
Yeah.
spice to season quite a meal. All right, sure. What do you have for us?
Yeah. So the most difficult thing, huh? So actually the most difficult thing is to find the time between all of my friends to do it. And but that's easily solved. But and then the fear, like I think a lot of the role playing venue owner felt that we have this fear that what if we already scheduled everything, we have already planned everything, but what if people doesn't show up, like what if people doesn't enjoy what we are doing.
Mm,
So
Mm-hmm.
that is, I don't know, but for me that is the most difficult thing to go over, my own fear that what if after everything that people is not enjoying it, or even that people doesn't show up. Because there's no promise, there's no promise that people will come and enjoy your stuff, right? You can only like promote it on Party Finder, you can promote it in Twitter, or you can invite some friends, but we will never know whether they will actually come or not. I'm not talking about the big amount of people, because we actually never plan our event to have a lot of people in the first place. So we usually plan our event like, oh, I think if 15 or 20 people comes, this event will work. But if there's less than that, I think it will become a little bit boring or something. So we always have that fear. What if there's not a lot, there's not the target people that we are planning to, like we have a game, like we let's say the game will be in a tournament, like I did a death roll tournament like last year, I think. That the tournament bracket needs, let's say, 10 people. So before even we begin the event, we wonder that will there be 10 people that's joining this, so that kind of fear tends to stop you from doing anything in the first place, because I don't know, maybe this event is not interesting enough, maybe people will not come and enjoy it, and that is the most hard part to do from me.
I can imagine so. That feeling, that
Mm.
worry. Has that
Yeah.
stopped you much in the past?
Sorry.
Has that stopped you much in the past? Like with maybe planning a certain idea and you overthought it at all, or do most ideas that you think come out the door? Just as a little quick side question.
Uh yeah, it's tend to stop me, like a couple of time before. Yeah, rest. So that stopped me a couple of time before.
Interesting. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So as for the people that doesn't follow rules, I'm just glad that at most of our event there's people generally behave well and they listen to the rules and then they enjoy the game. That's one of the blessing that I think keep me doing this, because I haven't met people that is really rude or people that is trying to troll the event. Well, generally, Final Fantasy community is a good one, even though there's always a bad eggs everywhere. But generally, this game community, especially in role playing, is quite good. So as long as your event does not invite those kind of people, I think it tend to not it. I think those people tends to not come. I don't know if that makes sense, but if
No,
you are,
absolutely. Yeah.
yeah,
Absolutely, absolutely.
so like I
As
try to
as
make
somebody
an
who
event.
was a manager at a venue and then
Mhm.
basically left that job behind, I can absolutely relate.
Yeah,
So
so
it's
as long as you throw an event that is wholesome, might be the best word that I can use. So as long as the event is wholesome, I think it tends to avoid getting people that is not wholesome, I think.
You attract the crowd that you want,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
stand users attract other stand users. Sorry.
I hate it
Uh,
here.
yeah, just
I
before just
hate
before
it here.
closing, then I would like to do something a bit interactive. We have an audience here physically inside the studio today,
We have
and
a
we
lot
also
of
have some
people.
people in the Twitch chat. Yes, no,
Yeah.
today is fantastic. I would like to pool the community actually for opinions on our guest here, Kael. If you could say anything to Kael in this moment, now's your chance.
Oh,
Right here and right now, confess your
Right
love.
now, absolutely. I'd like to take any pooled questions straight from Twitch chat or in-game/say chat.
A little
Galaxy's
okay.
Melody,
sussy.
Kale is neat. Kale, I love you from Knowing Go 92.
Oh, thank
Jello
you.
bro, kill why?
Kill why?
Kale is
Why
awesome
what?
from Relicali. Namazu Scammer from the Lucky Popoto.
See, I don't know why. I don't
Shiki
know.
Kitsune with adorable little Lala.
Thank you.
If not, oh,
Oh,
Zarathustra. If not Lala, then what?
free the slaves, Kale from Cure This Land.
If not Lalafell, I never think about that actually.
Meja Tomu, Kale, I love you. Beyond that, I love your vision for Namafel, and I can't wait to see where it goes. Let's do lots of tours together forever. Love you, loyal
Wow,
G
thank
Post slave.
you. Thank
Oh,
you, Jeepo Slave.
I remember the G Post slave. Shoutouts to G Post slave. You're
Yeah,
doing
shout out to Jeepo
appreciated
Slave.
work, homie
There,
out there. I remember you. You did God's work.
People slave, the backbone of our community.
Yeah, really. Because without Jeepos, there won't be any memory, right?
True.
Yeah, that's what pictures supposed to be.
Catching
Would you like
911.
to join my pyramid scheme from Galaxy's Melody?
What?
uh,
Keep up the good work, Phil. Looking
RGB
forward to
ON
them.
from Siege Maximus, and I'll read out one more final message.
Mm-hmm.
I Namafel started a lot since early last year, boosting the elemental RP scene, and while it's a combined effort, Kale deserves the credit to kickstart and organize the initiative. It seems that you are loved, Kale, and I hope you can feel
Oh, thank you. thank you. Really.
And with that, Noko, would you like to set us up for closing?
Of course. Kale, what can we
Mhm.
expect from Namafel this year?
This year, what about this month?
Oh, this
Oh,
month?
Or maybe
uh-oh.
early next month or next. So we are planning. We are planning a tour. Okay, it's actually, you know that in 6.1 the main focus will be the 12, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Wait,
it
what?
will
The
show in the
12? I'm just kidding.
yeah,
I'm
but
just kidding.
the 12 our supposed god, I don't know, but it became a god and goddess in this world.
hmm
But we know that it's a primal. We don't know the true definition of the 12, right?
Right.
Yeah,
That's
so
quite a
yeah, we
conundrum.
yeah, it's quite, yeah, we don't know. So I'm just trying to refresh people memory of the 12. So we are going to hold a tour to the 12 stone all across
Stones.
Eurasia. Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds fantastic.
So if you have done eternal bonding, I think you also visit all of the stone before you get married, I think.
Right there. Mm-hmm.
But not
mm-hmm.
everyone. Not everyone is married in this game, right? Including me.
No, absolutely not.
Anyone
Yeah.
looking
So,
to EB?
no.
Okay.
Kael Ornitier may or may not be interested. Don't DM them. That's harassment.
That's right. Yeah, so we are planning on a tour of into the 12 stone. Maybe we can do it together just for fun and just for refreshing the information that people might already forgot about the 12. So we are going to do that. So I hope you will enjoy it later once the event is going to start, and see you there.
I greatly look forward to it after seeing your last tour.
Oh, thank you.
I also look forward to your singing voice, according to Lucky Popoto, who has just called you out on it.
Can
Oh, wow.
confirm. I can confirm.
Oh,
Kale sings
really?
pretty
Okay.
well.
Uh, I
Oh,
guess we'll have to leave that for another time, though. We'll learn
oh,
more in the
okay.
future.
Okay.
Or in Hogsmike, who knows?
Oh, yeah, sure, sure. I haven't got the chance to visit the karaoke because they open at weekend, right? Weekend night, I think Saturday
Yes.
night.
Saturday
Yeah,
nights.
yeah. I limit myself for now to not
Kono Noko
online
karaoke special.
Another time.
another
Another
time.
time, not now. Fly
Yes.
me to the moon and let me play.
All right, Kale. Where can we find you? Where can the people find you?
Yes. How would you say hello to the people? Tell them about you and give them one line of message.
Sorry. I didn't catch that.
Who are you? Where can the people find you? And what would you say to them?
Okay. So yeah, I am your resident scammer. I am your student scammer.
Hmm.
You can find me at Kael Ornitier on Twitter, or I'm generally uh, just standing in front of my FC house. And if there's one line that I might say, let's keep the role playing scene wholesome, and let's keep on getting a new creative idea and brings out new stuff for people to enjoy. That's all.
With
Well
that, I
spoken.
think we've come to the end of the podcast for tonight. Thank you so much, Kale, for coming. Thank you, Raz.
Thank
It's my
you.
pleasure as always. And thank you for coming, Kale.
Also,
Thank you for inviting me.
and big shout outs to Nata, Diana, Machira. Oh my god. They've been very
We have quite a
helpful
lot of
with
staff.
running the
We
venue
we might
tonight.
actually have 6 to 8 people in this venue right
Yup.
now. Funnily
Yup.
enough.
Oh my
Oh.
goodness.
And of course, one more final shout out to Valerie's Noodle Shop for sponsoring the food and drink used in the venue, as well as this episode. We hope that you use their service. I'm sure they'll enjoy it quite a lot.
Thank you.
All right. Good night. Say bye
Good
to
night.
everyone. Bye,
Have a
stream.
fantastic
Bye
evening,
bye.
everybody, and good night.
Bye bye. Thank you.
This is the intro jingle to Noko with Noko-san. Now on air. This is the